Hello everybody and welcome back to Crusader Kings, where we are getting very close to world conquest here. Of course, it is 1442. I actually want to double check the CK3 end date. I'm pretty sure it's 1451. 1453. 1453. Okay, fantastic. So we have 11 years at this point. The Byzantines getting conquered in 11 years is maybe going to be interesting. Is the truce-breaker penalty stacking, out of curiosity? We lose a level of fame, but I don't think it is. So we might have to end up doing something like that. We'll have nobody else to attack us other than internal issues, right? Pomerania is de jure our territory at this point, so we don't need to be too worried about this guy. That's not a problem. Poland we're truced to, and that will be de jure ours very soon. We can get West Slavia created very, very shortly. Hungary, on the other hand, we're a ways away from. So for the Empire of Carpathia, we have 27 counties. And we need 43. It feels like we should be closer than we are, but we're not. So we probably, against the Byzantines, want to work on grabbing this duchy over here. So we're not going to do this right now, obviously. But this is... What duchy is this over here? Duchy of Balaton. Okay. So we would want to grab that from the Byzantines next war. But for now, we want to grab whatever would give us the most number of counties. Now, we don't have a claim here, and I'm pretty sure we checked previously and discovered there was not, in fact, a claimant that we could work with. Never mind. There's a claimant we can work with. He's 66 years old. Which means we got to do this now. We got to go fast on this. Okay, so he arrives at our court. We are going to... He's a monk. We can't demand his conversion. So it's going to be expensive no matter what. That's probably okay. We have a lot of prestige right now. These are fake factions, right? Maybe not this one. I think the rest of these are fake. I want to declare on Hungary right now. This is incredibly important to get this done. So we're going to declare this war. We're going to drop our rally point right up over here. Actually, maybe up here, just to be a little bit safer. We're going to grab our men-at-arms and some levy troops there. And as far as this independence faction goes, we'll see what we can maybe do about it. It'll be interesting. But we need to get this done now. We need to get Hungary taken over. There's no way around it. This has to happen at this exact moment. We've got 30 days until our men-at-arms arrive. Make that 20 days. And at this point, I want to take a look at what we've got going on here. Okay. So as expected, all of these factions are not real, except for the independence faction. So we've got, say, Bavaria here. Faction commitment plus 316. That's a lot. Okay, so we might be able to get some marriages, right? We have a son, we have a daughter. So we could go with, like, this guy. Arrange a marriage here. And then we could do the same over here, but we shouldn't need it, is the thing. So we just do that. That forms us an alliance there, and this independence faction should no longer be a concern for the time being. Okay, our men-at-arms are arriving now. So there we go. We're just going to walk down here since they're all grouped up and they happen to be right in the path to, or approximately to the path to go into Hungary. So that seems good. We're going to win this battle. And there's these Polish troops on their way, but that's fine. No major concerns there. We're going to hop down over here and look to end this war very rapidly. Because we need to do this before our claimant dies, right? That is very important. So that's okay. We'll finish up this siege. There we go. I'm going to actually raise up a few additional troops because I feel like if we get a siege force here, we're going to be kind of vulnerable with the siege force. We're going to send it over here, and the additional troops are intended for the siege force. So that'll be fine. I'm looking for a siege commander here. Here's one, finally. And the rest of our forces are going to wander up over this way and look to fight Poland. Okay, Regent in prison? No, get out of here. Unfortunately, we just can't do much about our Regent. He's a bit of a jerk. Okay, so there's their capital falling. We're going to siege out over here next, and we're going to give battle with these Polish troops. Now, we've got 92,000 men in this force here. We're going to walk down and reinforce this location because, yeah, this was exactly what I thought might end up happening. Now we have enough troops here that he doesn't want to think about fighting it. In fact, we could fight down here, in theory, and bring our own actual combat forces down. Cool. So they're going to pile in over here, but they're actually quite late. Our siege forces win this on their own, but once our main forces arrive, things get very bad very quickly for them. Perfect. So our main combat forces are going to head up this direction and look to stack wipe some of this while we work on sieging. Okay, we're not actually going to catch any of this. Sure, we can do this. This is fine. We'll pay gold. That's not a big deal, and we'll speak well of him. Okay. So now I want to head over this direction. This siege is now over. We can head out over here. And we're going to catch something. Our wife died. Okay. And we can get a new wife. That was not our important wife. So we would go for someone who would probably produce us bargaining chips. I mean, children. That would be what we'd be going for here. So someone like this would be fine. Cool. There we go. And from here, we could definitely look to eliminate some of these forces, but they're kind of running around, and it's not going to be very productive, I don't think. So we're going to head up over this way. We're at 94% right now. Magnificent. So we just need to get this siege done. That's what needs to happen here, and that's mere days from finishing. 99? Okay, that's unfortunate. This siege will finish. We don't care about any of this. That's all fine. And war is over. So this guy is, of course, going to become our vassal. And we'll disband these troops. Having another vassal is not necessarily great, right? There's no doubt about that. We're now at 6 direct vassals above our limit. Problems will begin to ensue on that front. But Hungary was one of the kingdoms that we thought would have the hardest time breaking into, to be honest. We can now create the Empire of Carpathia, which would allow us to do a de jure claim on the Byzantines, and we would get some amount out of that. So we would get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 counties out of that. Yeah, it's something, anyway. The fact that the Empire title is unusurpable is definitely a bit of an issue. Now, we don't have the county number to do it anyway, so that's okay. Now, as far as Poland goes, Poland, we had a plan for, and that plan was not to arrange marriage. Hang on. That plan was to seize a duchy. Specifically Polonia. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 counties. That will put us at the amount that we need to grab the Empire of Westphalia. I don't think we can grab the Kingdom of Poland, right? No, we cannot. We have none of its 15 counties. So that's okay. Pomerania is currently under siege. What is this? War against tyranny and Polonian claim. Who is this guy? Poland. Okay, fair enough. So this is all going to be ours de jure, so I'm not concerned about that. If they conquer this, it'll still be one war at that point. So that's not a problem. So we're going to do our Duchy Conquer of Polonia now. So that'll be absolutely great. We'll raise up our forces somewhere around... I see their forces over here. Somewhere around up here, probably. So that'll be fine. Perfect. So we'll declare up this way. We actually probably should have raised up here and gone after this. That would be fine. So 100k, how much do we actually need here? They've got about 70k. So this is probably more than sufficient, right? So we'll stop that. And we've got about 20 days until our men-at-arms here. Cool. And they simply can't deal with this army, right? No doubt about that. Our men-at-arms will be arriving now. So we'll group those together, and we'll split off our bombards as well as some levy forces. We'll go to, I think, about... Well, they have like 70k. We could go to a similar number. We could go to like 70, 80k. Yeah, 80k sounds good. So we'll do that, and we'll send these on up to contest the war goal. We do want to get a siege commander in here. We know it was a ways down. So we'll go from the bottom up here. Where are we? This guy. I think the King of Finland is the only siege commander we have right now, which is awkward. But that's okay. So we're going to head around over this direction. Not you. Get up here. We're going to head around over here and catch this force. Perfect. That should stack wipe. No problem. That puts us at 16% war score immediately. And they are apparently just chilling down here. Okay, we'll go deal with that. That's the majority of their forces. So we're going to siege Polonia while we're up here. Seems fine. I'm not too concerned about this army. Cool. Now the question is, are we going to miss? Right down here. Are we going to miss? We'll find out. This is by far the majority of their army, and it looks like we're going to catch them here, so that's perfect. We're probably not going to stack wipe them, but we didn't catch their full force. That's interesting. Their timing was very bad there. Okay. So 6 months on that siege. They're going to be heading back up this way. We're at 68% war score. This is worth 3.6%. Okay. There's a lot of nonsense going on up here. No doubt about that. Let's get this siege done, and let's head on over. 82%. Okay. So they're going to be retreating back up this way. We'll see what they end up deciding to do. Our regent is being a jerk. We're not surprised about this. Okay. So we'll finish up that siege. We'll head down here. We're at 86 currently. That was not worth a lot, but that's okay. So we finish up this. 99%. Okay, we'll hop up over here, and that should end the war unless they conclude this siege before them, but I don't think they will. No, we're good. Phenomenal. War is over. We will enforce those demands and disband our troops. Of course, we want to grab this duchy title, and we'll grant that over to this guy, who we will then grant... show only the recent titles. The Emirate of Polonia. He's going to be very happy, but he's a duke, and we can't actually have a duke under us. So we're going to give him on over. This is actually de jure, isn't it? It should be de jure, but apparently not. Okay, so we're going to grant that over here. No problem. Perfect. We're definitely seeing our troop count drop here. We're 9 direct vassals above right now. Oh, that's actually pretty grim. That's pretty grim indeed. We've been having a lot of kingdoms splitting back apart, I think. I'm pretty sure that's what's going on. Double checking real quick here to see if there's anything amiss in terms of non-kings. Doesn't seem to be the case. Okay. What's our tyranny at right now? 70. So that's dropped by 30%. That's good. We've got a lot of offensive war going on, no doubt about that. And war against tyranny. Holy war for the Emirate of Valicia. Okay. Well, I'm just going to do a seize all de jure lands here. And this will be fine. We're going to drop a rally point here, raise our men at arms, raise some levy troops as well. But this vassal limit issue is a big one. No doubt about that. Okay, we're going to head on in over... here. There we go. I guess we're looking here now. Cool. And let's head on up. So all that's going to be left is Pomerania and, or rather, Poland and the Byzantines. So that's relatively fine. I'm deeply unsurprised that there's this faction. We definitely need to arrange a marriage here. We have this son, and that'll work just fine. Phenomenal. So that'll do. For the time being, these guys are too weak. They're not too weak to send an ultimatum, though. So we're going to need to do something about this guy as well. We can do something like this. That'll do. Okay. Will that cause that faction to go away? Hopefully. What else do we have? Ah, Orthodox populace. Yeah, that's a bit of an issue, for sure. We've got a hook on this guy. I'm going to send him a gift. And his opinion of us went down. Okay, fair enough. And we can't demand his conversion because he's a monk. Oh, right. This is the guy that we just put into Hungary. He's very angry at us because of our tyranny and because of the offensive wars and the short reign and cultural acceptance and, you know, just general things. So there's not a lot we can do about this guy, sadly. We do have Bjarmalind over here. We'll send him a gift. And we'll send this guy a gift. And this guy a gift. Now, that doesn't actually budge any of them off of 100, which does make me a little bit sad. We can demand conversions from these guys. They're probably not going to accept, but it's worth a try. He'll do it for a hook. Actually done. Actually done. Okay. He'll do it for a hook as well. Done. This guy won't. But that's fine. So we're going to hop over here and take down this force real quick. So what faction is this? Independent still? Yeah, that's these guys. So that's understandable. You've got a daughter? Okay. We don't really have any additional children that we can work with here. Indeed not. We've not been very successful at acquiring children, sadly. There's this guy. We have a hook on him. Indeed. I'm not sure what the plan is going to be here for the Independence faction. I would prefer not to fight them, but it may end up being necessary, and it may end up being the only real option. Because if we end up fighting them, then that'll give us title revocation reasons on all of the people who rebel against us, which would also allow us to deal with our vassal limit issue, right? So that would be what would end up happening there. So this war's over. We're going to enforce those demands and disband our troops. Okay, so that's all good. Now we can go in and create the title of Westslavia. Next fight on Poland gets us all of Poland, de jure. So that's beautiful. We don't need to break the truce. We should have time on that. So no problem there. Just double checking here. Yeah, that's all fine for the moment. We're still truced with the Byzantines as well. So we don't have as good of de jure claims here. I'm just checking to see what we do have for claims through here. Okay. How long on truces is the question now. So, diplomacy and truces. So, Pomerania is 5 years, of course. What we're interested in here is the Byzantines, 3 years, and Poland, 5 years. Okay. So, what that means is that we can put our full focus into this independence faction. However, I do expect that the Catholic populists are also going to pop here. We're going to send a gift to this guy, although it's probably not going to do anything, and we're going to demand a conversion. And we're going to do the same thing with West Francia here. Again, they're probably not going to accept, but we would be happy if they did. Okay, he does not, and he does not. Okay, that is sad, for sure. There's a lot of Catholics here, no doubt about that. The Independence faction is going to be in 19 months, and the Catholics in 25, with Orthodox is going to be right behind them, to be honest. Okay. So obviously the vassal limit is the issue, and it's getting worse. We're now 10 above. And that's just because kingdoms are splitting apart. Double kingdoms are getting split up for various reasons. Whether it be internal politics, succession, there's a number of reasons that can happen. So, what do we need to do? We need to start looking for people who have refused to convert. Like, for example, Lithuania here. And we need to imprison them or revoke their title. He has a 0% chance on decline. He would start a war with us with a rebellion CP. So we're going to do this. He is going to rebel. And we're going to drop a rally point here, raising our men-at-arms and our levy troops. Okay. So he is definitely going to rebel against us. We're going to get some forces raised. And how many go with him? It's just him. Beautiful. So that is perfect. Levy troops are almost good enough. We probably should get like 125, 150, something like that. Okay. This should be good. Men-at-arms arriving in 18 days. And we're going to head in. So, One thing to note is that this is going to improve this number, because we're going to be able to start dealing with these direct vassal issues, right? So that'll be fine. We've also got this guy that we have a hook on. So I want to check here. It's an act of tyranny, but he would actually accept this with the hook. So we revoke that. He'll leave this faction any moment now. There we go. And we're going to grant that over to this guy. So that's going to make him very happy. And we'll also grant additional vassals over here. That will help our vassal limit number, and that will remove people out of that faction. Okay, did we have any other vassals over here? We should be at 9. We're at 11. Okay. Well, we can swing the scales of power here, for sure. Why are we at 11? We shouldn't be at 11. Ah, it's up over here. Gotcha. So the Sultanate of... Actually, this Sultanate is the one that should get this. No, that's not... Who are you under? Who's your liege? This guy. Okay. So we grant you here. Perfect. That puts us at 10. We should be at 9. So there's another issue here somewhere. Let's check our vassal list here. So sort by... This doesn't actually function in the way I'd want it to. I want to check to see if we have any non-king vassals under us, but they have to be count level or higher. And I don't immediately see them in there, so it's probably out here somewhere. Or we had a break apart happen at the same time that we did this. It might just be because of this, actually. Now that I think about it, this rebellion might do it. I don't know. We'll see. For the time being, we're going to wander on in over here and put this rebellion down. And that will help with this vassal limit situation, right? So we've still got this independence faction brewing up. And this guy, we're at war with him. So he is going to be 0%. We're going to have to deal with West Francia. And we're definitely going to continue to work on all of this. So that's fine. We're going to look for hooks as well. And yeah, we're going to get a lot of tyranny out of it. Unfortunately, there's nothing we can really do about that. I want to go into the capital here. Let's hit the capital and see what we get. We're hoping that this will end the war, but it may or may not. He's probably leading his forces, if I had to guess. So we're going to wander down over this way. We're keeping an eye on their movements here. I think that we should go fight. So Bombard split off, and we'll leave behind 40k. Should be fine. And we're going to head off over here and look to fight them. Excellent. So we'll come up over this direction and siege. That's fine for now. He's piling his forces in, but he definitely loses that. Any moment now. Wow, this is taking a long time to actually resolve, but there we go. Now it's starting to resolve. So we're 34%, and we've got some awkward castles here, I think, but that's fine. So we win that battle, putting us at 55%. We're still 10 direct vassals above. This independence faction is still being an issue. So it's 4 months out at this point. We don't have a hook on any of those. Oh, we do have a hook on this guy, on Lapland. Okay, can we do anything with that? No. He would not accept this. Okay. So we're going to have to end up fighting that. We need to get out of this war as soon as we can, right? No doubt about that. These castles are so awkward. It's this one out over here, and then that's a city there. A castle down over here. Okay. That's really, really awkward. Got it. This castle layout is very strange. But whatever. Yeah, I gotcha. Okay, so I know what's going on here now. We're going to hop up over here. We're at 75% war score. We, of course, need to end this war as soon as we can. 3, 2, 1, 0. There we go. And we're going to hop up over here. We're at 95% war score now. So just taking this castle should end the war. And we hope that that happens before this faction fires. Once that faction fires, I do expect the populace to become an issue. Okay. So there's that over. We're going to enforce those demands and disband our troops. We're going to revoke this guy's title. And we're going to grant that to someone else. Who do we want to grant it to? Well, we should probably... Is there somebody in this faction that we could maybe persuade to exit it? This guy, actually. So we can grant that title here. The Sultanate of Lithuania and everything under it. Done. So we're now at 10 direct vassals. We should be at 9. But we can transfer this guy over. Done. Now we're at 9. So that will boost up our on-paper numbers somewhat. We should probably grab something like Inspiring Rule, I guess. For now, that's fine. And it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to see what we can do about this situation. I would prefer, ideally, to fight them, I think. But it would need to be fairly quick, ideally. So we may want to pre-raise, like, down over here. We'll see. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Shadow Wolf, Andy McGar, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12UK, Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.